探し求め絡んだ糸ほどくように少しずつ近づいてく嘘で塗られた世界何もかも閉じた過去隠されていたドアはあなたを待っていた Can you solve this door あなたにしか解けない深い迷路後をたどる真実だけ探し求め絡んだ糸ほどくように少しずつ近づいてくどこかにある続く道の黒い霧を振り払う深い迷路後をたどる真実だけ探し求め絡んだ糸ほどくように少しずつ近づいてく深い迷路後をたどる真実だけ探し求め絡んだ糸ほどくように少しずつ近づいてく しずつ近づいてく深い迷路
Hello. I was testing out Jiverbot. It was telling me Twitch is not connected. But it seems to be working fine. I guess we'll find out. And yeah, I noticed that I don't think my stinger is working for certain scenes for some weird reason. It pops up whatever. I don't know. So today we're playing without a voice. It is a visual novel game. That's all I know. Okay, so they might involve disturbing themes such as violence, graphic depiction of death, homophobia, implied themes. Should I add a warning to my Twitch? I probably should. What warning should I put? What tag should I put? Let's see here. Drugs, there's no tobacco, gambling, no. It won't let me do M-rated. Let's see here. We have significant profanity, sexual themes, violent graphic or depictions. What did it say? Violence, graphic depictions of death. I think that's a good category. We'll put it for that. Anything else? I don't think it falls under anything else, actually. It doesn't tell me. Okay. We protected ourselves. All right. From Twitch.
When cold, cruel destiny has thee within her grasp,
Ooh, I like the voice acting.
thou may endeavor bravely, dear, to change thy path. But fate cares not which twisted road you choose to take. Your dance atop her palm, with airy choice you make.
Ooh. Okay, day one. It was a morning like any other. The tragedy soon to unfold would affect so few people that I would swiftly forget it. For those involved, however, that morning was a hailstorm, drawing them each in closer and closer still. It all began innocently enough with a certain exiled princess and a terrible.
Oh dear, run out of firewood.
That's your predicament? Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'd noticed yesterday. This has caught me quite unawares.
The ex-princess in question was named Cassidy, and she was the eldest child of the kingdom of Vermouth. That you say? You never heard of Vermouth? Shouldn't be surprised. This all happened long before the universe summoned you into existence. Damn.
The next shipment isn't due for a little while yet. But I cannot wait. I won't be able to cook or do laundry without a fire.
So long had the princess had been living in this cottage alone that she'd taken to talking to herself just to feel less lonely. Determined to gather some wood before sundown, Cassidy grabbed a hatchet and some linen, and then quitted the place. Once outside, she paused, considering for the umpteenth time whether it would be best for her to lock the door. Probably.
No one will come in anyway. My brother's agents never enter. No one else travels this deep into the wood.
Do I have to say how unwise this is? Convincing herself so, Cassidy turned away and headed into the forest to begin her mission. Unfortunately, her determination and willpower were short-lived. Damn.
As I thought. Firewood isn't just lying on the ground just waiting to be picked up.
Sheesh, girls, you have to cut it yourself. So she brought the hatchet. She foolishly hoped she wouldn't have to use it. Faced with so many different types of trees, most of them quite large, she was unsure how to proceed. Now that I think about it, how much firework do I usually use at once? Oh, the more I try to remember, the more idle I get. As I'll just subside on fruit and fungus until the next crate arrives. A timely stomach growl quickly put a stop to such plans. Cassidy let out a sigh.
For now, then, I shall return to my favorite place. It always brings me peace. That place holds some magic I've always felt. I'm sure I shall be able to think of something once I'm there.
But just cut up some trees. Her spirit restored, Cassidy hefted her linen hatchet a little higher. It was not long until she would be comfortable again, she thought.
Why, you're as radiant as ever.
There were many views to take a pleasure in this forest, but this one in particular always brought her delight. Though she had lived here now for some season, the trees before her seemed never to change.
I don't know much about wisteria. Are they meant to stay in bloom year-round? Perhaps the winters here are mild. Wisteria shall wither not when flakes of winter fall. Yet all must someday perish, while heeding nature's call.
But nature wields not power o'er us all.
A clear, wind-chimed voice caught Cassidy's attention. Cassidy's heart stuck in her throat as she followed the sound and caught sight of the woman sitting there. She had never before seen a woman so breathtakingly beautiful.
My apologies for interrupting your poem, madam.
It was only a couplet. You did not interrupt so much as improve it.
Oh? Then all the better. But it is not safe to be so deep in the wood. Tarry not.
I live here. It is quite safe, I assure you.
I dare say I have lived here much longer than you have.
No harm has ever come to me in these woods. Perhaps our experiences merely differ.
Certainly. I concede your point.
Cassidy paused a long while, unsure how to carry on the conversation. How strange. I used to make small talk with all the countiers as if it were nothing. Has time truly affected me so?
You say you live here?
I do.
I have never seen you. I'm quite sure of it. I would remember someone like you. Whereabouts do you live? If you don't mind my asking.
Hardly a stone's throw from where we now stand.
A stone's throw. That is highly suspect. I suppose she does not wish to expose where she lives to an utter stranger. That is reasonable. She seems to be quite on her guard.
I envy your view of this lovely place.
Do not envy me.
What could that mean? Oh, droll.
Oh, where are my manners? My name is Cassidy. I, too, live nearby.
You may call me Elowen.
Elowen.
What a lovely name.
Besides, I was already aware that you live nearby.
What? How?
I have seen you before, albeit from a distance. You come here often.
Oh dear. I must have been making a complete fool of myself. I am sorry that you've had to witness that.
Cassie thought back to all the complaining she'd done under this tree. And all the time she told herself trying to gather fruit. There were many others truly mortifying memories. She stared at the ground in shame. When she looked up, however, Elowen was smiling. Cassidy felt her tension wane.
So what brings you back to this place?
I wanted to calm myself.
Calm yourself? What for? What could possibly cause you distress?
What a sour tone. Does she think I just daydream and laze around all day?
Many things. I'll have you know that at this very minute, I am on a mission that might mean the difference between life and death.
Oh boy.
Oh, and yet you dally here. What could this mission involve, pray tell?
I see my presence is not wanted here. I shall return to my search forthwith.
Just as she was about to turn away and leave Elowen, the mystery trees behind, Cassidy heard Elowen laugh softly. It was a bewitching sound.
I see I have offended milady. No offense was meant, I can assure.
Really?
Truly, I would never wish to cause you pain. Tell me of your mission.
I have run out of firewood.
Upon hearing this, Elowen stood up, dusted herself off.
Allow me to be of service.
Oh no, I couldn't possibly impose.
Please. This tree suffers so much every time you shed your tears in frustration upon it.
despite her bright verse, Elowen was tirelessly helpful. It was she who taught Cassie to gather smaller bits of kindling and to use the hatchet when that provide is sufficient.
If you wrap these smaller branches together, they shall burn just fine.
I see. Oh, I am certainly glad not to have to chop down a whole tree. I was worried about that.
Yes. Once felled, a tree can never rise again. Take of them their fruit, their branches, but spare them their roots and lifeblood.
Lifeblood?
Do trees have blood?
This forest is quite old, you know. I wish it would stay forever this way, but man has trouble leaving things be.
The disparity between Elowen's indifferent expression and the bitey tone of her voice made Cassidy's heart ache. She must have had a bad experience. She must love trees.
We humans are meddlesome things, aren't we?
Perhaps I'm making too light of her feelings. Thought that was rather an intelligent thing to say.
You truly love this forest.
Yes. In fact, I feel that I am part of it, and it is part of me.
How beautiful. The two continued through the forest, gathering wood and passing the time with easy conversation. Oh, and it got dark pretty quick, too. As they walked leisurely, the sun began to sink. So, too, did a wood over Cassidy's shoulder sag.
It seems that you've gathered plenty of wood now. Surely that will be enough?
You're right.
The time had quite gone away from the exiled princess. Now that their afternoon together was coming to an end, Cassidy was afraid. Afraid and hopeful, which was perhaps more dangerous still.
Then...
Excuse me, Miss Elowen?
yes?
Might I... That is, might we meet again? You've no idea how happy I am to meet another person living in this wood. And a woman at that.
Yet the expression on Elowen's face showed that she had, in fact, some idea.
I was about to suggest the same. You might find me in this area most afternoons.
I see. Then, until tomorrow.
Would that we meet so soon, my lady.
With that, Elowen bowed and left. Her steps make almost no sound. What a graceful woman. Not just beautiful, but elegant and smart. As she walked back to her cottage, so filled with thoughts of Elowen, was her head, that Cassidy forgot all about her fatigue and the weight of her burden. She certainly is opinionated, but she must so much more experience living independently.
I hope I am not a bother to her.
And with that, the one princess returned home. Was fully unaware of the roots that were this very moment of grabbing hold of her heels and pulling her beneath.
It is said a fool repeats his days, changing not but expecting change. I posit these men are by routine hogtied, They expect not, and are by not satisfied.
Okay, day 2. This is the sort of melancholy one feels when closing a book for the final time. Feeling its last words wash over you as you leave its world and return to your own life. It was an that Cassidy had grown used to. In her former life, she had received the best education that money and bribery might buy. Now that a bright mind was left to languish, fed by nothing more than a single new book each fortnight. By now, Cassidy was in the habit of reading very slowly indeed. She shut her latest tome, and placed it upon the table, next to her half-written letter to her brother.
I never sound quite myself in these letters. How do you write from a distance to one whom you once saw daily? And how do you write anything at all when your life has grown so dull?
She decided to pen a few more sentences on how moved she felt after reading the book, how profoundly distressed she was by the ending of it. Family is important, but so too is recognizing the value of what you have before it is too late. If only the king had realized what a wonderful daughter he had. And I hope that you realize how much you are loved by me, your one and only sister. She paused, overcome by sheer feeling, and decided to keep that final bit to herself. It was too desperate for Princess did not wingle so.
No, that won't do at all. How unbecoming.
With a sigh, Cassidy stared at the crackling of fire. She had more than enough firewood to last until her next shipment of it. The sight reminded her of Elowen.
I wonder what Elowen is doing at this very moment.
She could not fathom. The day-to-day life of such a mysterious personage was utterly beyond her imagination. Her curiosity so engaged, it was now impossible to ignore. And so the fair Cassidy resolved herself to take a walk and casually seek the other woman out.
Perhaps I'll even stumble across where she lives today. Wouldn't it be exciting to surprise her at her home?
Thinking nothing at all of how inconvenient, how overly forward and imprudent it might be, she departed immediately. Once outside, Cassidy took in a deep, lungful of crisp forest air.
How lovely it is today. Hardly a cloud in the sky.
She took measured steps into the forest, constantly scanning the area around her, on the lookout for that elusive, sizzle. Might Elowen live in a cottage like mine? She is so elegant, I can't imagine her doing housework. Again, I could hardly imagine myself doing housework not so long ago. Oh, how times change a person. Cassidy reached her beloved wisteria tree before long, and eagerly drank in the sight of it. She ran up to the tree and encircled it with her arms, as if meaning to embrace it.
Hello, dear tree. You are looking as lovely as ever today. Though a certain someone sits not beneath your boughs this afternoon.
She leaned to one side and then another, looking around the tree and into the forest to see if she might spy a window or the bellowing of chimney smoke. Sadly, she could not make. Sadly, she could make out only more trees.
I can't suppose that Elowen lives in a treehouse, does she?
Certainly not.
Startled, Cassidy jumped, her foot catching unhappily on one of the tree's roots, sending her flailing forward.
Careful.
Ellen's arm shot out at once. Her vice-like grip, hardly the once princess just in time. Ellen's touch was so cold, yet her movements decisive. Cassie's heart raced. Was he truly worried? It took Cassidy several moments to regain her composure. Ellen, too, looked a bit shaken.
Thank goodness you arrived when you did.
Oh dear.
Though, truth be told, if you hadn't startled me so, I would not have fallen.
Is that so? I shall endeavor to be less frightening in the future then.
Oh dear, she may have mistaken my meaning. I was only trying to cover up my embarrassment.
I don't understand what you mean. I certainly don't think you're frightening.
Helio, hello. Right now we're playing a visual novel game. I should probably take one of these halls. Bother. I have thought about making more tea. My dad has these British tea kitchen. Okay, I don't know if it's my allergies or maybe it's because I'm starting to get sick. Because my coworker, she's been sick for the past 2 weeks. And it's just us two in the room, so. It's just I keep clearing it. Like, you could probably hear each time I try to clear my throat. But then again, my allergies does the same thing, so I don't know if it's because I'm sick or I'm starting to get sick or it's because of my allergies.
Oh, your earlier words seem to suggest otherwise.
I was merely... Oh, never mind.
How confusing you are.
Still, how curious it is for us to be meeting here again.
You come here often? I live nearby. What is curious about it?
I'm merely saying that it is serendipitous.
What?
It must be fate.
I never heard of that word. They're saying so many words here I don't understand. It sounds like old language. Serendipitous. Accidental, lucky, chance-driven, adventures. Okay. Oh, this word is derived from serendipity, coined from the 18th century fairy tale, The Three Apprentices of Serendip, whose heroes were always making discoveries by accident. Huh. No wonder this sounds like something from the 18th century. Yeah, I kind of figured out, like, for day one, the opening, they keep doing it, like, in poetry, and it's saying words that sound so old. I said, okay, this is like a typical fairy tale from The old fairy tale. I'm gonna struggle.
Fate has nothing to do with it, I assure you.
But it's so much more romantic to think of it as fate.
Okay, she's a romantic type.
I can think of nothing less romantic than fate.
Hmm?
Perhaps this is something not yet possible for you to understand.
Don't speak as though you're much older and wiser than me.
She probably is. Elowen laughed a little.
How old are you, anyway?
Isn't that a bit rude?
How old do you think?
Cassidy stared at Elowen, gazing deeply into her eyes, as if she might find the other woman's secrets there.
Older than I first thought, perhaps.
A wise answer.
Elowen tipped her head slightly, the motion seeming to indicate a desire to walk on. Cassidy was also too happy to comply. Together, the woman strolled. Wait, what? I don't think that extra the should be there. Okay, so together, the two women strolled. Isn't this supposed to be a polished game? Their time together was marked by companionable silence. Cassidy, never before a quiet girl, was desperate to fill it, but what conversation might pique Elowen's interest was unclear. She peered shyly at Elowen's face and profile, so strikingly noble did it seem. She has the air of an aristocrat. What would someone like she be living in the forest? Then again, am I not in the same position? Perhaps it's something she finds difficult to speak of. An icy gust of wind whistled through the clearing, causing Cassie to shiver and rub her bare arms.
The sun will be setting soon and it will grow colder. Perhaps you should...
It was then that the question Cassidy had been ruminating on over all afternoon burst forth.
Would you like to come to my cottage?
Elowen appeared quite overcome. Oh, yes, go to the cottage, yes. Okay, if it isn't obvious, I am a fangirl of Yuri visual novels, considering the last one we did. I happened to see this when I said, oh, yes.
Is that...
And it looks so cute. Oops.
Whatever do you mean?
How can you extend such an invitation to one such as me, whom you hardly know? You are entirely too trusting.
I'm surprised at you. Two solitary women ought to stick together out in these wilds. Besides, who else have I to invite?
He has a point.
That is, I sometimes feel quite lonely out here. Don't you?
Elowen turned her head slightly and gazed into the forest behind them, as if peering at something only she could see.
Loneliness, then. I see. Very well. I will take you up on your offer.
Who, Elowen? I think you want to take it from someone who's older to someone who's younger. You don't want to randomly ask someone to come to your cottage if you don't know them, especially they only met like what? This is like their second meeting. And what is this, like what, day 3? Day 2, I think. I think it's day 2. So yeah. She seems a lot very guarded from the conversation so far. So like she clearly knows something that the other girl doesn't. So puzzled by everyone's hesitation. Maybe. So puzzled by everyone's hesitation, Cassidy was overjoyed that her invitation had been accepted. There was a spring in her step as she led the other woman to her home. It was only in front of the cottage that Cassidy suddenly understood what an hideous thing it was that she was doing. Is the house clean enough? She could not seem to recall when she had last swept or aired out her bedding.
Is this where you live?
Yes.
It's charming.
Oh, thank you. I wish I could take more credit for that. The house was here long before I arrived. Even the furniture is not truly my own.
Still, it suits you.
Thank you.
Bolstered by Elowen's reaction, Cassidy finally gained the courage to follow through. She opened the door wide, gesturing for the other woman to enter. As Elowen did so, with her usually slow measured steps, Cassidy could not help but notice the other woman's feet clearly invisible in the slippers she wore. Her toes are curled. How odd. That is odd. They stayed that way even as Elowen entered the house. Perhaps her manners of walking is not purely for the sake of elegance, but also necessity. Oh, an airhead. I want to say naive. Because that's what I'm getting. Had Elowen some sort of pain in her feet, Cassidy ponders on them and resolved to ask about it when the opportunity arose.
It is quite spacious.
It
You live here alone?
That's right. It's not so bad. I don't have anyone to tell me what to do or where to go. I have a freedom now that I'd never known before.
I guess.
Perhaps. But sometimes I believe that being tied down to something is easier. If you don't realize you're being strangled, it's just a pleasant, lightheaded feeling.
Sounds like she had a hard life.
I don't really understand.
It's alright if you don't.
walked slowly from one part of the room to the next, her fingertips ghosting over every surface. She looked to be seeking the essence of each object, taking in every minute. Every minute flaw in deciphering its true nature. Cassidy wondered what element might discover about her if only she allowed it. If only she dared. It was unbearably quiet. Just then, Elowen came across the book Cassie had finished reading.
Oh, that's a book my brother sent to me. I get so frightfully bored here that these books have become my sanctuary. I'm expecting a new shipment soon.
Your brother?
Elowen was silent for a time. Digesting that new information. And then her eyes fell on the half-finished letter hastily placed next to the book. Cassidy followed her gaze, eyes wide, bent forward to snatch the letter away. How much had the other woman seen? She colored in mortification.
Your brother is far away from here.
Yes.
Is it beautiful? The place where you once both lived?
I have not once seen its equal.
More beautiful than this cottage prison of yours?
Oh, she's crying. Cassie could not hide her surprise at Elowen's poisonous choice of words, nor could she hide her sudden tears. What should I choose? I don't know. So we have excuse me or it's not like that. Both sound like pretty bad answers to me. Okay.
I do not appreciate your tone.
I notice you do not disagree with me, however.
I most decidedly do. You don't understand how much my brother cares for me.
You are correct in at least one thing there.
Cassidy angrily dried her tears. Elowen looked through the window.
It has gotten dark.
Oh my. How rude of me. I have not offered you tea or any refreshment.
Do not trouble yourself on my account. I must away. I did not mean to impose for so long.
Oh, you are hardly an imposition.
You are kind and good.
Cassidy's face lit up.
Kind and good things do not survive long in a world such as ours.
Ooh. And just as quickly as it had come, the sudden rush of delight left her. Bowing her head, the other woman was out the door and gone, leaving her in confusion in her wake. I have to believe that Alexander loves me. If not, what will become of me? Her crying breaks my heart. uh, when she looked out the window to glimpse the same view that Elowen had just beheld, what Cassidy saw before her was but a bleak uncertainty.
Without wisdom or experience, storms shall ill-weathered be. But when you are nearby, dear one, no storms can bother me.
Okay, yeah, so now we're on day 3. The exiled prince paused on the very first line of her letter. Not too familiar? Will he dislike it? The brother of her memory was a kind boy, but rather stiff and particularly mindful. Decorum. Following the event of the previous evening, Cassie felt compelled to rewrite her half-finished letter. Not that Alexandra would care. I want Alexandra to see me at my best. Not that I should care either way. I'm sure he's too busy to even read my letters, though. So, I want him to know how I spend my day. I feel less alone when I read his letters, and if mine can ease his spirits, it's worthwhile endeavor. Cassidy finished the letter without much of a fuss. She wrote briefly of Elowen, a passerby, helping her find firewood. Most of the contents, however, were in regards to the book she had recently finished. Yeah. That's it. To my dear Alexander, I hope that this letter finds you well, dear brother. I have greatly enjoyed the last book you sent me. However, it had such a sad ending. Though the father loved his youngest daughter so, it all came to nothing in the end. Both of them died. Can there be any worse fate than to die at your loved one's hand? I dare say not. The book has given me much to think about, though I do hope you send a happier tone next time. I do begin to tire of reading such dreary works. I'm trying to see if I can read it before it changes. Perhaps this was encouraged by dear brother to send me. No, okay, whatever. I'm assuming the last part was about Elowen. When Cassidy looked out the window, she realized the sun had started to set.
Oh dear. Was I revising for so long?
Hi, bestie.
Silly me.
She folded up her letter and placed it in an envelope, sealing it with the royal wax seal she was given. She stood and stretched her arms above her head.
I have hardly moved all day. That is no good.
Oh, I haven't thought about that. Maybe. We will see, right? Cassidy walked to the front of the cottage, where she normally left her letters halfway beneath the door for an agent to collect. She had just stuffed her letter under the door when
Princess?
Cassidy's blood ran cold for just a minute. Yet she soon realized who was addressing her and relaxed.
You surprised me, Elowen.
She spoke to the other woman through the half-open window at the front of the cottage.
I am no princess, you know.
Is that so? You seem like one to me.
Cassidy was not sure how to respond to that sentiment. Have I casually let slip that I was a princess? I did not realize that I still behaved in the manner of one. Lifelong habits cannot so soon be discarded, it seemed.
There is an envelope under the door.
Oh, yes. Do leave it there. It's outgoing.
Outgoing?
Ellen paused for a long while, but said no more on the subject.
May I come in?
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. I should have invited you sooner. I was so taken aback, you see.
I did not mean to surprise you so.
It's all right. A happy surprise. I am so glad to see you.
She opened the door and ushered Ellen inside. This time Cassidy did not forget her manners. She quickly flew into the kitchen to make her guest some tea and pulled out the cracker she set aside for just such an occasion. Ellen politely sipped the tea, but did not touch the crackers. I'm assuming she probably ate it right, because it's probably like already late in the day. There is a healthy glow to Ellen's face. I suppose she has already eaten. Strikes me as the type who would worry about her figure. And it is too late in the day already. Yes, I'm sorry she is subbed and can't eat no more. Cassie endeavored not to take offense, and instead greedily partook of the crackers herself. The two women talked pleasantries for some time, though it became rather apparent that Ellen's attention lay elsewhere.
Is everything quite all right?
Why do you ask?
You seem somewhat reserved. That is more than usual.
That letter.
Hmm?
You said it was outgoing. Is that the letter you wrote your brother?
Oh, yes. If I leave the letters there, someone will come collect it.
Someone? How can that be? You do not go into town to have your mail delivered?
Okay. As their hearts are beating like a drum, like the old cartoon ones. Hello. Yeah. She was at a loss as to how to explain. Cassie herself knew that her situation was extraordinary.
You see, though I live alone, I am well taken care of. My brother provides everything. Every fortnight or so, his agents deliver food and supplies to me. Someone is around to collect my outgoing letters once or twice a day. I only ever send my brother letters, of course.
I was not wrong when I said this place was like a jail. Why do you live here alone, when he clearly has enough resources to take care of you?
Uh-oh. Cassie shifts uncomfortably in her seat. Her eyes seemed not to look at her so much as bore into her soul. Cassie felt judged and deemed unworthy, though she had not yet responded to Ellen's inquiry. No matter how she phrased it in her head, it sounded awful.
I am here for my own safety.
She took a deep breath.
When you called me princess earlier, you were not far off the mark. I once was a princess, though I am no longer. After my father, the king's death, I was to inherit the throne. But our barons in Parliament voted no confidence. Worse, I was then handed trumped-up charges of treason. I very well could have been executed.
Wait, why?
Instead, my younger brother intervened on my behalf.
So, you are...
alive. An exile, but alive.
Oh, damn. Oh, damn. This got heavier, like, real quick. I was not expecting that. Like, I know when the game says an exiled princess, but I was not expecting this. The foreign princess surprised herself at the depth of her own feelings, at the desperation with which she tried to convince, especially herself, that this was for the best.
It's not so terrible. This cottage is lovely. It is a good thing to be among nature like this.
How can you be so positive?
What?
You speak so fondly of your brother, when he is the one who exiled you, who left you here to rot in isolation.
It's not like that, Elowen.
What part of what I said is false? Tell me.
It's not that simple. It is not Alexander's fault.
As a result of your dear Alexander's intervention, you were exiled, were you not? Who's to say he was not responsible for the unfavorable vote in the first place?
Oh.
Why would he do that? What would he have to gain? It is not my brother's fault. He could have let them kill me, but I am alive thanks to him.
I've previously stated my belief that you are kind and good. I have now revised my opinion. You are a blind fool. As I am mute, you are blind. Altogether too blind to the selfish ways of the world.
What is your meaning?
It is nothing. Believe in your brother all you wish, but you cannot deny that there is a truth to what I've said.
Elowen rose from her seat in one swift moment and then headed for the door.
Good night, princess.
I am princess no longer. Mock me not, I beg you.
Just like that, she was gone, disappeared in. Cassidy wrapped her arms around her torso, hugging herself for comfort in the wake of Elowen's sudden, indignant anger. Feeling comfort none, the former princess squeezed her eyes shut. Alexander, if only she knew you as I do, and she would understand.
There is a treasure that can't be bought. No matter how long it may be sought. It is something priceless, yet free. I speak, of course, of an apology.
Okay, so this game has multiple endings, depending on how we go. Or should we attempt all the endings? I don't know which one I'm going to get based on what I chose. I don't know, to be honest. After restless nights, Cassidy woke to the sun's harsh rays.
Hmm.
She stretched, arching her back to release the tension there. Finally, she gazed and went to the front door. There was a distant lack of a letter beneath it. They must have come in the night. How diligent my brother's angels are. You are a blind fool. All at once, the memories of her argument with Elowen nearly knocked the wind out of her.
I cannot believe I divulged such secrets to someone I barely know.
Elowen appeared so upset. I wonder if she experienced something similar. Perhaps my blind optimism reminded her too much of it. I bet she's only worried for me. I seem to inspire that breed of pity in others. Can't understand that. I'm afraid I often come off as quite helpless.
I must ask her about her own life. We know so little about each other. It's no wonder she would react that way. One can only draw conclusions based on what one already knows.
Presently, there was a knock on the door. Given how long it had been since her last shipment, as well as the fact that Evelyn was far more likely to announce her presence with her words, Cassidy could draw but one conclusion. She waited nearly 10 minutes before opening the door. It was a protocol. She knew not who her brother sent, and it was unclear whether they knew whom they were delivering to. The royal family of Boromir had a distinctive look to them. It would not do for too many people to know who she was, or that a former apprentice dwelled here. Yeah. When she finally allowed herself to open the door, she found a large wooden crate, and not unlike the previous one. Sitting atop the crate's contents was a sealed envelope. Cassie instantly recognized the cursive. To my sister. I'm glad to hear that you are adjusting well to life at the cottage. There are many things that challenge you, given your former life, but we must all make the best of things. I know that you have too much time on your hands, so I have been sure to enclose more books for you to read. You may one day be called upon to marry well for the advancement of advantage of king and country. As such, it is of the utmost importance that you keep your mind sharp and your hands unidle. The last part seemed to have been written later, as the script looked slightly different. I think of you often. I worry about you more often still. Be safe in the forest and keep to yourself. I know that is difficult for you. Please await my next letter. I remain your loyal brother, A. She read over the letter more times, trying her best to glean affection from it.
Alexander has always been a little awkward. I'm sure the last bit was added with some reluctance, after one of his advisors chastised him for the content of his letter.
She smiled and ran her fingertips along the part I read. I think of you often. But then she remembered the sentence about marriage. I'm sure that Alexander does not wish me to live the rest of my life here. Thoughtful of him to find some way for me to escape exile. Even if it is through a political marriage. I must say, I am not very excited at the prospect. The letter did not raise her spirits as much as letters to Alexander usually did. The implication of it weighed on her. Of course, it must be useful to the kingdom somehow. How would I be alive if I can't be of use, even as a disgraced princess? Cassidy sighed. Could not finish that thought. It was that Cassidy wanted nothing but to see Elowen again.
I will seek her out. I must.
The other woman's prospect would certainly be a salve for her current mood. That was her reasoning, and she swiftly acted upon it. Cassidy set the crate away inside the cottage, and then set out. After a long, fruitless walk about the forest, she arrived in front of the mystery tree.
Elowen.
Princess?
I am no longer a princess.
Just because you no longer live in a castle does not mean that you are no longer a princess.
Cassidy was reminded of the word marriage once again. Ellen was right. She was still considered a princess. And thought for as a princess could be useful. A long time has passed between them. Both were conspicuous, no doubt. Were conscious, no doubt, of the argument that had transpired between them, an argument that had not yet resolved.
I am sorry.
Elowen's eyes widened almost, and imperceptibly, but Cassidy, staring into the other woman's face, as she was, took note.
I should not have burdened you with my circumstances to begin with. But you were only worried for me. I should have been more sensitive in my explanation.
No.
Cassidy was struck by the sight of Elowen's soft smile as she laughed. The former princess' heart fluttered, and her brother's letter was promptly forgotten.
It is nothing. It would seem that I, too, am quite the fool.
The air suddenly cleared. The two women were able to enjoy the rest of their day together. They whiled the time away in companionable satisfaction. That night, Cassidy drifted off to sleep with a full heart.
The strings of love are oft unseen. Though wrapped around you, they may be. When tied fast, none can come between, nor challenge humble fate's decree.
beautiful it is today.
Indeed.
Elowen had surprised Cassidy early that morning, arriving at her front door without warning. So, Elowen didn't even knock, silly creature. I wonder if she would have left if I hadn't seen her and opened the door. That bothered her almost as much as the notion that Elowen might not yearn for Cass's company the way Cassidy did for hers. After some time spent lingering, both paralyzed by indecision, they decided to go on a early nature walk. For the next few hours, they strolled through the forest together, stopping here and there to pick berries.
That one is poisonous. Do not touch it.
Right.
Cassidy withdrew her hand back in mortified
It
alarm.
would not do for your lovely skin to be marred by poisonous spores.
Cassidy has hazardously had a glance at the other woman's face, but Elowen looked as unstoppable as ever. Poisonous?
You know so much about the flora and fauna here. However did you learn it all?
I have lived here many years. In that time, I have witnessed many interesting things. I have learned much, letting the people who pass through educate me. However, it's been a solitary life. I have seen much, but experienced little.
Elowen.
I have long felt like someone on the outside, looking in on a world I could never touch.
There was another fully in Elowen's contract that Cassidy had not yet seen, nor even thought the woman capable of. Oh? The Elowen she knew was dignified, taking such charge of her emotions that none ever showed. I have not known her long, of course. Perhaps that was merely how she comported herself around those of Pluto acquaintances.
What made you decide to reach out to me?
Reach out.
That is...
She thought back to their first meeting, the way her own heart had leaped at the sight of Elowen. And Elowen had known all about her, and apparently been watching her for some time.
You didn't have to be sitting under the tree that day. You could have continued watching me from afar. But you found me. You spoke to me.
And I'm so glad she did. But I fear she might call me silly if I say such a thing.
I thought you delicately beautiful.
The matter-of-fact way that Elowen said this struck Cassidy. She was flattered, of course, yet part of her was also worried. Beauty was not something lasting. It would be a shaky foundation for any relief. If it had been a counter complimenting her beauty, Cassidy might have taken it. But this was Elowen, a woman of whom she was becoming increasingly fond.
Thought? That's past tense, is it not? What do you think of me now?
I still think you exceedingly beautiful. But dainty and delicate you are not. You are far from being the poised princess I took you for.
Cassidy winced and her mouth formed a little pout as she turned her eyes to the ground. As I thought, it's to be expected. Someone so graceful as Elowen would, of course, find me lacking.
You are not what I expected, but I believe that might be for the better.
Suddenly, Cassidy tilted her head up, her eyes growing large with disbelief.
For the better?
You are always exceeding my expectations.
Is that a compliment? Is that what I'm getting from here? I can't tell if she's complimenting her or trying to insult her.
I wonder if the other people I allowed to come and go would have as well, had I let them so near.
Well, it may be selfish of me, but I'm truly happy you let the others go. I'm glad that I'm the only person you allowed close. I'm sorry, that makes me sound so ugly.
No.
I think it makes you sound so cute.
No uglier than I.
Suddenly, in Cassidy's eyes, Elowen looked so very haggard. She peered through the... Oh, her appearance changed. Oh. She peered through the polished veneer and saw a woman who was tired and hungry.
Are you alright?
In a blink, Ella appeared to be the same as always.
I am fine.
Even so, Cassidy could not shake the feeling that something was off.
Are you quite sure? You seem tired.
Elowen was silent for a long while.
Yes. Perhaps. Perhaps I am tired. Forgive me. I am not used to the midday sun.
It occurred to Cassidy then that she had never seen Elowen in the morning before. Could she be something of a night owl? And hadn't supposed it. And here have I her to walk with me underneath the full blaze of the sun. How thoughtless I am.
Elowen,
Yes?
why don't you stay with me at my cottage tonight?
What?
Well, I am worried about you. And it can't be easy, being a woman and living alone.
I knew this best of all.
I would be much more at ease if you would come with me tonight. Let us break bread together and while away the night in comfort.
She was not expecting Elowen to accept. Not Elowen, who had reacted so strongly to the invitation merely a few days earlier. And yet...
All right.
Really?
Would it be better if I returned to my home?
No. I was just worried that you would not accept. I realize that's not very dainty to be so forward.
At this, and finally smiled. Cassidy's heart felt akin to an acrobat at the sight, doing backflips and hear her with joy.
It would be my honor to accompany you. It may do us both some good.
No, let's just hope they don't argue. As ever, Cassidy was far too excited to hear the latter. Looking forward to a night with her new favorite person, she had already changed course and started along the path home. As they closed the front door behind them, I went to the kitchen to put away the plants they gathered.
Is there anything I can help with?
Oh, leave it to me. Just have a seat and rest. You really do look tired.
All right.
While she put her affairs in order in the kitchen, Cassidy couldn't help but think back to the things Alouette had said. She said that she likes me the way that I am. That's so kind. With a deep sense of warmth and satisfaction, the likes of which she had not felt in a long time. Cassidy returned to the living room. A short while later, 2 cups of tea in hand. She found Alouette asleep, slumped on the divan. Poor thing, she had been exhausted. There was a loose strand of hair in front of Alouette's face. Cassidy reached down and tucked it behind her ear. She looks so innocent when she's asleep. Talking to herself, Cassidy let Alouette rest and had some quiet time reading by the other woman's side. Night soon fell, and the pair slept together. Ellen didn't eat very much. No wonder she's so thin. Ellen, unaware of being observed so directly, delicately sipped a glass of water.
Are you full?
I am satisfied.
Oh, you eat so little. I'm worried for your health.
I eat enough. I do not like doing anything in excess.
I see.
Her tone left no room for argument. After dinner, Cassidy cleared the plates and things away and began to get the room ready for sleep. The cottage was not large. Her parlor had to double as her bedroom out of necessity. As it was all well and good for a single person, but now that another had been added, Cassidy began acutely aware of the lack of space.
There's only one bed.
I do not mind sleeping on the divan. I already did earlier.
Once again, I'm sorry that I didn't wake you up. You just looked so at peace. I could not bear to wake you.
I'm embarrassed to have allowed you to see me in such a state. I only fear... No, it is nothing. I will gladly sleep on the divan or the ground. I am not choosy.
Oh, that won't do at all. You're a guest.
Cassidy, gulped. Truth be told, she had one other, much more preferred arrangement in mind.
We could share the bed. There's room enough for 2.
I notice you do not offer to sleep on the divan.
Struck by her own lack of graciousness, Cassidy bit her lip, cowered into silence.
I am only teasing. If you do not mind being so snug, I will be happy to share the space with you.
Oh, nothing would please me more than to be close to you. I mean... Yes! Wonderful! I shall fetch another pillow then.
Oh my god, this... Ay, Dios mío. She flew out of the room to retrieve a spare pillow from the closet, face burning with embarrassment.
Do you have enough space? You're not too cramped.
Oh my god, this art is so cute. I wonder if they'll give me artwork later so I can use it as a thumbnail.
I am fine. Truth be told, I do not mind the proximity. I'd been alone for so long, until you came.
How did you come to live here in the forest? Where is your family?
Perhaps it's not that she does not wish to tell me, but that she cannot. She may have some circumstances that prevent her from speaking on the subject. Was it imprudent of me to bring it up?
I'm sorry. Is it difficult for you to tell me?
Maybe.
It is a trying subject. I'm not quite sure where to begin.
She took a deep breath.
I have lived here all my life. Once I was not alone, but
Ellen paused and sighed.
you remember the wisteria tree?
Of course! That's my favorite place in the entire forest.
Have you noticed that there are no other wisteria trees around it?
Now that you mention it,
She never had thought about it, but as Cassidy searched her memories, she realized that Elowen was correct.
you're right. I wonder why that is.
There is an even older wisteria tree deep in the forest. But now those are the only two left, and they are so far from each other. So it is with me.
Cassidy found her choice of words puzzling, but nodded.
I once had siblings. They have long since departed, so I don't really have family here anymore.
Well, basing on what she was looking like before in that sprite, could she be like the spirit of the tree?
Others have come and gone, as I said, but I could not relate to them. I watched them from afar without entering their lives, and did not mourn them when they left mine. And so, the years went by.
You'll never be alone again.
Alone's eyes widened. Cassidy thought she might start crying, but she only smiled sadly.
I see.
Cassidy snuggled just a little bit. It's like, oh no, we are hippies. We love. Cassidy snuggled just a little bit closer to the woman, as if to show meaning and directions where words might fail. And so they passed the night together in pleasant company and warm conversation.
When the sunshine blazes down, I soon begin to wish for rain. But when you've gone away, my dear, I soon long for the sun again.
Cassidy woke alone with a cold space behind her. Again, she's gone in the morning. What could she be doing so early?
It's highly suspect.
She could no longer ignore the gnawing feeling of dread. Perhaps she would ask Elowen upon their next meeting.
I'll have to be careful with the rest of my supplies. The next shipment is a while away yet. I cannot feast with Elowen too often. Still, what a wonderful night that was.
Each precious memory had been carved into Cassidy's heart. She yawned and slowly pulled herself out of bed. With or without Elowen, she would have to get on with her day. Cassidy hummed a little tune to herself as she cleared up and prepared breakfast. Sitting down at the table with her bread and morning tea, she glanced at her dictionary set left by the maid. And let this happen. Perhaps I should write Alexander a letter? I don't think so. She shook her head.
That can wait. I'm more worried about what Elowen is up to now.
Though always lonesome before, the former prince's life now felt so much emptier without Elowen's presence. Though she could be accustomed to such solitude, she could barely concentrate on her usual chores.
To think that a few days could change a person so.
In a lull in her activities, Cassidy's gaze went to the window. Deep in the forest, her beloved wisteria tree stood. She could see it so clearly in her mind's eye, and wonder, or otherwise like, hey, let's do this.
I wonder if she is there now. Somewhere in the forest.
She passed the rest of the day peacefully, but with a sense of unease. The next day came, and still no Elowen. Cassie was left with nothing but her own thoughts. He gave Elowen perturbed Cassidy greatly, and the last several days the woman had bodied herself into Cassidy's life like a thorn.
I never expected to become close to another person again.
She thought about Elowen and the things the woman had said, the hours spent together that were so few, felt so impossible entirely.
I never did ask her about her feet. Why are her toes always curled?
Oh, wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's like curled like a tree's root, right? There's so many references to trees here.
Despite how she looks, she must be much older than me. She has a proper way of speaking, and always says she's lived in the forest a long time. And with the intricacy of her clothing, and her manners.
But that did not quite add up. Ellen did not seem to like people much, certainly. It did not seem her presence in the woods, despite how long it had been, was known to many. Alexander most probably would not have sent me here if it was known that a beautiful woman was living alone in this very wood. Where did Evelyn come from? Why was she alone? She still had no satisfactory answer. Thinking it all over, she is rather strange. Then again, there is nothing normal about my situation either. This only means that I have more things to discover about her in the future. Cassidy shook her head. Even if Evelyn was a tad strange, Cassidy knew that there was more to her than that. Wasn't there?
She can be blunt, perhaps, but I believe she means well. I care deeply for her. And she...
I'm going with this one. Presently there was a knock at the door, startling Cassidy out of her deep thoughts. It was a short knock, instead of for a letter, not accompanying a box.
A letter? So soon after the last?
The letter brought another thought to Cassidy. If I leave here, if one day Alexander allows me to leave, what else awaits me?
Is a political marriage truly my only means of escape?
If I can't be useful to the kingdom in any way, is that better? Will my life no longer be considered a waste? I'm leaning toward, did you ever truly love me? Alexander, did you ever truly love me? Is the princess and brother that I once knew completely gone? Are you truly the one who has been writing me these letters? One negative thought spiraled into a dozen. She drew a long sigh. Her thoughts had taken her on a not-so-merry chase.
If I dwell on these thoughts, there will be no end to them.
She brewed herself a cup of tea to calm her nerves and began reading a new book. From time to time, her eyes went somewhat nervous to the window. And so evening fell.
Oh,
Cassie awoke suddenly from an interrupted nap. She found out the book in her lap, still open, to the boring page she had left off on.
I can hardly recall what the book is about. How unlike me.
Yet she knew the reason. She was still distracted by thoughts of Elowen.
It's evening now. I wonder, if I go into the forest now, might I...
The front door suddenly burst open.
Please, pardon my intrusion. An army is approaching. I do not like the look of them, and I fear for your safety.
So she is like a tree goddess. Despite her strange appearance, Cassidy knew it was Elowen immediately. Those piercing golden eyes, that long hair. She was alarmed, yes, confused, but the concern that was clear on Elowen's face overtook any other question she might have. She looked different, but that is her. Those eyes. There must be some real danger. Surely there was some reason for the way she looked. I'm certain she'll tell me, but for now...
All right. What should we do?
We...
Yes. You are with me. Are you not?
You... believe what I say.
I do. I trust you wholeheartedly.
Do you...
Elowen's breast seemed so hit, most probably from the fear she felt. That nervousness permeated her entire being. Cassidy noticed. And having noticed, there was no way that Cassidy could fear Elowen, no matter how she appeared.
To love me.
It was not the response Cassidy expected. But deep down, she knew that this was no time to hesitate to do more. Cassidy looked Elowen straight in the eye.
Yes. I love you.
Yes! It was important that Elowen knew that.
I see.
And so the fog has turned back into a dashing prince. Cassidy smiled warmly.
Now will you finally tell me what is going on?
Oh, the army.
No, not that. About you.
Yes, you deserve an explanation.
Yes, I agree. Run away then, the kiss.
I was, until but a few days ago, a wisteria tree. The same one you often visited.
Tree goddess.
I have lived in this forest for hundreds of years, mostly alone. At some point, I developed a spirit. I was able to observe the beings that passed through my life. Many humans came and went. I was lonely, but I was all right with the way things were. I was a tree. They were not. I was not to interfere in their lives.
What changed?
You. You and your silly ranting, your singing, your awkward couplets. That sad look you got in your eyes as you gazed at the horizon. I was smitten.
Even after you realized that I wasn't so dainty as you believed?
Yes. Perhaps I came to love you even more for all your flaws.
So,
Though,
is this one of the good
them
endings I was
such.
trying to go for? There's 7 endings. And I realized I wasn't following any of it. I don't even know what ending I'm getting.
I had to speak with you. I had to become human and be with you. I was consumed by that wish. And then one night, a little voice whispered to me, Will you strike a bargain with me? If you fulfill the conditions, you can become human.
Who was it that whispered to you?
I'm not sure. A god, perhaps, or a demon. It mattered not. I took the bargain. I was given 7 days. In 7 days, if you fell in love with me, I would become like you. But in that time, I was neither tree nor human. I was not given human emotions. My human-like legs caused me great pain. With each step, it felt as if I was treading upon knife points. And every morning, I needed to take in the purest of sunlight to survive.
Ah, that's why I never saw you in the morning.
Yes.
Cassie was tempted to ask Elowen more, especially about the other side of the bargain. What would have happened had Elowen failed? But there was something in the way Elowen skirted that topic that told Cassidy not to ask. Perhaps it was better that she not hear. I know, right? One day when Elowen is ready, no doubt, she will tell all to me. But there is something else still to consider now.
Oh, you said that there's an army approaching.
Yes. The morning after I spent the night with you.
Suddenly, Cassidy too was embarrassed.
That morning as I was leaving, I noticed a man crouched outside your cottage looking in.
He must have been one of my brother's agents. This does not bode well. I am not certain that my brother will act so quickly. But the barons... Perhaps, in their eyes, I have outlived my usefulness as a political pawn. Those soldiers may be coming to bring me back to the castle. By force if necessary. Oh dear.
You do wish to return home, do you not?
Cassidy laughed, and so, self-derision.
Had you asked me that a week ago, I undoubtedly would have said yes. However, I cannot return to Veromir. There is no Elowen there. Alexander would never allow you to come. Fear we would never meet again.
Cassidy.
It was the first time Elowen had said her name. Cassidy did not let that escape her notice.
I will not go, Elowen. I do not want to be without you.
Elowen nodded.
All right. There is only one thing we can do.
She explained her plan to Cassidy, who accepted it with a few adjustments. Soldiers arrived the next day to a frightful scene. In the front of the house, Cassidy lay sprawled on the ground. There was blood everywhere, a knife protruding from her abdomen. A group of soldiers inspected the body, leaning in for a close inspection.
What is the meaning of this? The princess is dead. No doubt oft by the lover we heard about. The harlot deserved no better. Still, I do not envy the man who tells King Alexander the news.
They proceeded to argue over whether or not to bury the body, ultimately deciding that it was well above any of their pay grades. Once their investigation was complete, they left the place. Cassidy inhaled the biggest gulp of air of her life.
That was close. I thought my heart would stop.
She heard Elowen laugh from nearby.
It's not funny. I never dreamed they would get so close.
Still, it's good that they did. Now there can be no doubt in their minds that you are deceased. The only question is, what shall we do if they come back?
That is precisely why we must now enact phase 2 of my plan.
Run away to a different location?
Your plan?
Come now, let's not split hairs. Phase 2 is entirely my idea.
Of course, as I have not heard of it.
Phase 2? We go on a trip!
A trip?
Yes! You have never been anywhere but this forest, correct?
Well, that is true.
Wouldn't you like to see the world with me? And once we've had our fill, we can return here. I'm sure after enough time has gone by, they will be fully convinced of my death. There will be no reason for my brother's agents to return, and we can live here in peace.
She's a princess. What money does she actually need?
Yes. Yes. I must say that sounds absolutely lovely.
Kathy took Elowen's hand in hers.
Elowen, you know, all my life, I only did as my parents wanted. And as Alexander wanted. I had resolved myself to being trapped forever.
We don't know that.
Yet now I am able to do as I wish.
We don't know
Yes,
what
all
the brother
thanks to
keeps
you.
sending her.
You are mistaken. If not for you, I would still be a tree. It is I who must thank you.
If we can argue about who is more grateful to have met whom, I believe we are happy indeed.
Yes. Yes, you are right, my dear.
So the two ladies set out on a grand adventure. They journeyed to distant lands and saw many new things, met many new people. It was a trip of a lifetime. And once they found themselves sated of the world and their travels were through,
Are you quite sure that the recipe calls for these small peppers? I do not recall such a thing.
that's what I'm saying. He sent her food. He might as well have sent her money.
I am sure, my love.
I like this art too. This artwork too.
Look.
You can make as many adorable noises as you want. I shall not relent. One day you will have to get used to eating dishes with some spice. And no saying, only a kiss from you can relieve my sore tongue either.
I would never.
She was quite sure that she had. Oh dear. And at least once or twice. Perhaps the two of them are still there now. Living happily ever after.
Though we may journey many miles, I know well where my true home lies. By your side, where I remain, to watch with you every sunrise.
Okay, so we got the truly free ending. That's ending number 7. Yo, that was loud. How long was this? Okay, so this took about 2 hours. For just this one. Do you think we have extras? Can I see the gallery? Cute. Oh, okay. So it has a different expression. I'm gonna make this full screen so I can take a picture of it. Let me see if I can find it. No, I don't see it. Okay, let me try it again. There we go. I got the full image. So, we will have this for... Delete this. For the YouTube thumbnail for when it goes on the gaming channel. Crop this a bit. I don't have a good picture of one of my PNG. Where are my PNG? I'm doing the thumbnail right now. As we decide if we want to play another round, because we still have time. You know what? We're gonna take a PNG right now. I'm gonna move my model, actually. Right. I need to fix it. I was messing with Elgato and it's not currently on the configuration. Where's my camera? Okay. So we have track cam. Alright. Let's see here. We'll keep it with this outfit. Where is... Where's the camera? Here it is. I want a transparent background. we're gonna save that one. We're gonna do another one. Because I'm moving my character to the other side. Okay, now we can move back. We'll go back to the multi-streaming thing. Go back to gaming. And I can minimize VTuber Studio. Yeah, I had a button, but it's not working. I don't know why. So I had to do the shortcut for I have to fix it. I was trying to get a full screen and like it's just not popping up. Okay, so now we're gonna upload these files. Upload these, add these, see which one I like. No, I like this. No. One. Put this right here. This one. It has a more... I don't know if I can make it match a little bit. I'm using Canva, so... Let's try filter. See what that gives. Yeah, like, I don't like... Photopea is so annoying. No, vintage looks ugly. See. I think this Ariel has a nice glow to it. So now we're going to look. Was without the voice is called without the voice logo. I know there's a way. To get the logos from Steam, but I don't know where. Yeah. I found one on do they have transparent versions on Google? Yeah, the one on Google is just okay, so this is what it looks like now. Let me just download it real quick. I probably don't need the logo. That's what it looks like right now. I could probably just keep it like that. Just upload that for the YouTube video. I probably don't need the logo because, like, I guess it's like kind of self-explanatory already, but like this. But yeah, that's what we have so far. Coolio. How do I get rid of it? Alright guys, we're gonna try another ending. This time I'm gonna remember the save.
Destiny has thee within her grasp. Thou may endeavor bravely, dear,
Of course.
to change thy path.
We got ending 7. We're going to try another ending.
But fate cares not which twisted road you choose to take. Your dance atop her palm, with airy choice.
Oh,
you
I
may.
love games with multiple endings. I could spend all day on it. See, the only game I never tried multiple endings with is probably the Digimon Survive, just because that game is like takes me days to do. I think I attempted to do one of the other endings. It's just so long. And it's like so repetitive. Is it already out? Or is there a new one coming out? Alright. So.
But I cannot wait. I won't be able to cook or do laundry without a fire.
Okay, so we're pretty much gonna skip all of this because we already played through it.
No one will come in anyway. As I thought.
Oh, I played that one. When I had one of the old consoles, but I never finished it. I pretty much watched my cousins play it.
For now, then, that. Why, you're as radiant as ever. I don't know much about this. Perhaps the winters here are mine. Wisteria, yet all.
But nature wields.
Okay, so we're up to this part.
It was only a couplet. You did.
Oh?
I live.
I dare say.
No harm.
Certain.
You.
I
So we
do.
want to get to. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna aim for. There are 7 endings, so we're gonna do like whatever that first ending is. So I think it's. I suppose she does not wish to expose me to the stranger.
I envy your view of this level.
Do not envy me.
Oh,
You make.
Elowen.
Okay. So I know we did these already, so I already know what this is about.
We humans are meddlesome things, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're speedrunning this bitch. Some of these I did already, so I already know what it is. So I can easily just cut it up. Okay, so we did this one, so we're actually gonna do this. On second thought, was that perhaps a joke?
You look much better with a smile.
As do you. Still, how curious it is for us to be meeting here again.
You come here often? I live nearby. What is curious about it?
I'm merely saying that it is serendipitous. It must be fate.
Fate has nothing to do with it, I assure you.
But it's so much more romantic to think of it as fate.
I can think of nothing less romantic than fate. Perhaps this is something not yet possible for you to understand.
Don't speak as though you're much older and wiser than me.
She is.
How old are you, anyway?
How old do you think?
Older than I first thought, perhaps.
Wise answer, girl. Wise
A
answer.
wise answer.
Mm-mm.
Would you like to come to my cottage?
I know some people say asking someone else's age is rude, so
Is that wise?
Whatever do you mean?
How can you extend such an invitation to one such as me, whom you hardly know? You are entirely too trusting.
I'm surprised at you. 2 solitary women ought to stick together out in these wilds. Besides, who else have I to invite? That is, I sometimes feel quite lonely out here. don't you?
Loneliness, then. I see. Very well. I will take you up on your offer. Is this where you live?
Yes.
It's charming.
Well, thank you. I wish I could take more credit for that.
Yeah, girls gotta stick
The
together.
house was here long before I arrived. Even the furniture is not truly my own.
Still, it suits you.
Thank you.
It is quite spacious. You live here, alone?
That's right. It's not so bad. I don't have anyone to tell me what to do or where to go. I have a freedom now that I'd never known before.
Perhaps. But sometimes I believe that being tied down to something is easier.
Now we can understand how why, because she was a tree. And she was just watching people from a distance.
If you don't realize you're being strangled, it's just a pleasant, lightheaded feeling.
I don't really understand.
It's alright if you don't.
Oh, that's a book my brother sent to me. I get so frightfully bored here that these books have become my sanctuary. I'm expecting a new shipment soon.
Your brother? Your brother is far away from here.
Yes.
Is it beautiful? The place where you once both lived?
I have not once seen its equal.
More beautiful than this cottage prison of yours?
Okay, so we already did this one, so let's do this one. She dried her eyes delicately, but with determination. Now was not the time for tears.
Things are complicated. It is not as clear-cut as you seem to believe.
Undoubtedly. The affairs of men oft are.
What kind of language is the affairs of men Afdar? What kind of language is that? That's definitely old language. I never heard everyone say it like that.
However, all that I need to know is that he is there, and you are here. That he is responsible for that difference can be inferred quite easily.
You are a fast reader to be able to jump to such conclusions so swiftly. I am not unhappy here, Elowen.
Can you say that truly? With an unclouded heart?
Elowen peered into Cassidy's eyes, and their gazes held, like two magnets, pulling each other in closer and closer still. Yet Cassidy could not do it. She could not look Elowen in the eyes and tell an untruth. Elowen looked to the window.
It has gotten dark.
Oh my, how rude of me. I have not offered you tea or any refreshment.
Do not trouble yourself on my account. I must away. I did not mean to impose for so long.
Oh, you are hardly an imposition.
You are kind. And good.
Tatsuzi's face lit up.
Kind and good things do not survive long in a world such as ours.
And just as quickly, here come the sudden rush of delight left her face. Yeah, blah, blah. Bowing her head, the other woman was out the door.